Hey, it's Michael, Sailors with Cars. Stay tuned because I got a great interview coming up with Mike and his 64 Corvette. Sailors with Cars. Hey YouTube, Michael, Sailors with Cars. Great day. We're down here in the shop. Dogs are going crazy, but that's all right. We'll work through that. So anyhow, we've got a car down here in the shop. I'm very happy about that. Mike Taylor's back with us. Mike, thanks for coming. Mike's been on the channel, we think, 4 times. Regardless, we're just going to call it 4. And just to recap, Mike's a retired captain in the Navy, and he spent 30 plus years. And thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
And anyhow, we're just going to get into it. Mike, beautiful Corvette. Tell us about it.
Okay, so it's a 64 coupe, hardtop Vet. It's kind of one of the bucket list cars for me. When you play with Corvettes, you generally start with the C3s, the mid 70s, the Coke bottles, which are fun. But man, I tell you, you just can't beat this look. This body style is so freaking epic.
That's beautiful.
So I could elaborate a little bit and embellish and say it's a Barrett-Jackson car, but it's not. Now, it's true we were at Barrett-Jackson the weekend I bought this, but being a schwo and a true cheapskate, I bought it out of the McDonald's parking lot across the street from Barrett-Jackson, and I didn't buy it at Barrett-Jackson itself.
Close enough.
Close enough. So, it was always on the kind of like the glide slope, then we stumbled upon it. So it was like, holy cow, a 64, it's manual brakes, manual steering, 4-speed, 327, 300. It was kind of the bucket list car. That, ironically, this is really funny. The night before, I saw this car on Craigslist. And then, the next day we're off to Barrett-Jackson again, and it turned out to be in a car show parking lot at McDonald's.
What year? What year
64.
Did you? No, I know it's a 64. What year did you buy it?
2-3 years ago.
Oh, it's just recently.
Yeah, pretty recently. This is the most recent acquisition for the stable
of your collection.
Yeah, and this is like one of the like I said, the ultimate bucket list. I mean, we got some pretty cool cars, but this.
Mike has 35 cars, by the way.
35? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it just was. It's kind of stumbled on it, and went for it.
Original color?
Yeah, it's ermine white. I think an ermine is like a
ermine, not like almond, but ermine.
Ermine is some sort of creature.
What is mammal. An ermine? Do you know?
Weasel.
Weasel, yes.
Mink,
ermine weasel.
Fox. Yeah, it's an ermine.
Yeah, sure.
And saddle tan interior, and these are 2 colors that in my my younger days I would not have liked, but man, I tell you, it really works.
I like it. It's beautiful. Tell us more about it. Engine?
Yeah, 327. So the 327 is a phenomenal motor, and this happens to be the 327-300.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it came out of the factory with a 4-speed.
I didn't even know they put 327s in Corvettes.
Yeah, well, it's a great motor. It's a great small block, and this one was kind of the upgraded version. So I prefer the horsepower over the amenities. So a 327-300 paired up with a 4-speed was a great combination.
Well, if I know you, it's going to be a beautiful engine.
Yeah, it is. And I have a kind of a theme for every car. This one is bone stock original. I mean, I didn't put Edelbrock this or Offenhauser that. Nothing but pure original 64 period parts.
Let's take a look at that. Okay, so we're looking at the engine, the 327. Mike's going to walk us through it. Mike, go ahead.
All right, so it's it is the 327. It's the 327-300, which is a more of a performance version that was offered as a factory option. I read somewhere that the factory tranny that came with these cars was a 3-speed.
Really?
But nobody wanted it because that was so a 4-speed tranny was an option, and 95% of them sold that year had the 4-speed in it. If you look at the motor, you'll see it is extremely stock, extremely original, down to every nut, bolt, trim, the whole 9 yards.
It's got the Chevy orange. I like that.
Yeah, it is the correct Chevy orange. It is the correct dual horn air filter for the 327-300. Oh, really? Even the hoses are date coded. This chrome shroud right here covers up the entire distributor.
Did you do that, or was that there?
No, it was like this. It really did look like this.
Wow.
The thing that I've done to this car is I had the heads rebuilt to make them more reliable with unleaded gas.
Okay.
So this car was obviously designed to burn the historic gas, that had dead dinosaurs, lead, and all that stuff in it. But now that it's running on unleaded by force, I reworked the heads, put stainless steel valves and guides, and just basically made it more reliable that way. But I kept everything absolutely original to the configuration of the engine compartment.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to, it does not have power steering. It does not have power brakes.
It never had power steering.
Yeah, that's just the way it came. And that's kind of the way I like it because it gives you a clean engine compartment.
Sure.
Now, it is a little more work to drive. You know, you get a little bit of a workout. But you know, like I said, the power in this is essentially the motor, you know, and the 4-speed. And if you know how to drive a 4-speed, you can have a lot of fun with this car.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the inside.
Okay.
Okay, of course, we're looking at the inside of the car. Well, we're looking at Mike inside the car with Bentley, the dog. There's Bentley.
You're a star.
And, of course, somebody else needs to come up, too.
Oh, and I got 2 dogs in the car.
Yeah, well, you know, Pace is like, well, if he's in here, I'm in here. Pace, you're terrible. Anyhow, original. You haven't done anything here except maybe probably clean it.
No, nothing.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah,
Shifter was in there?
Yeah, that is a factory 4-speed shifter.
Nice.
And, you know, the factory decal for the Shift Legend. Love the stereo, you know, that AM, FM.
Yeah.
But it's mounted vertically because of the shape of the dashboard.
Does it work?
It does work, but I think the speaker is seen better days. So you don't get a lot of volume out of it, but I would love to, you know, just replace that speaker. And I'm pretty sure that I could, you know, crank some KGB, you know, Dave Shelley and chainsaw or something out of this thing.
I like the clock.
Yeah, it's the. I tell you, it's just so. This is kind of an iconic dashboard. I mean, it looks like a fighter plane to me.
Clock works?
Yeah, everything works. The clock works. You know, the steering. Now, this is before the days of the tilt steering wheel.
Sure.
And if you're 6'4", you'll immediately recognize that because you got to get in here side saddle to clear this big massive steering wheel. But without the big massive steering wheel, you couldn't steer the damn thing because it didn't have power steering in the first place.
Sure.
But
all the gauges work?
Oh yeah, it's really amazing. The lights are a little tricky on this one. There's the light switch lifts the lights and turns them on. No, I'm sorry. The light switch turns them on, and then this elevator switch raises them up. So you have 2 different controls. And then there's an idiot light in the dash that tells you when you've lowered your headlights but left them on.
Left them on? Well, that's a good idea. Because
apparently people did that once upon a time and lowered them but still left them on, and that didn't really help.
Battery's dead, done.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I love this saddle tan interior.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like I said, it's a really nice color combo. Goes well with the ermine white, and it's just all original.
I love it. Let's go for a ride.
Okay, let's do it.
It's the best part of the whole interview.
Yeah, man, we're driving.
I like this. I always like to drive.
So this car had bias ply tires on it.
Really?
30-year-old. Jesus. Bias ply tires. That tells you something.
So when you bought it, did you trailer it back to San Diego? You didn't drive it back, did you?
No, I didn't drive it back. It had a couple of issues that concerned me. So I did what I usually do when I buy a car in Arizona. I give a deposit. I go home and mull over what I just did with, and then I take the trailer out.
You take the trailer. So how many miles? Can you do original miles or no? Do you know?
Hey, this is our intersection.
It is. That's your mark right there.
Oh,
by the way.
yeah, look at that. Somebody really got out.
Somebody got on it. I don't know.
This is a gentlemanly car.
Yes.
Little,
none of that.
Well, I mean, okay, I'll get you a little chirp.
There we go.
This thing is bone stock, so it's not really meant to smoke the tires. No. I got to tell you, when I went from bias ply to radials, everything got much better.
I'll bet.
Everything got, because bias plies are tricky. You don't realize how much they suck until you go back into that realm. Over. Well, they track, they follow the road, they change lanes when you don't want to. They do stupid shit. And plus, they were 30 years old, so they were a notch above the square stone wheels on the Flintstone vehicle.
Yeah, probably not very safe to begin with.
No, they weren't. And you look at them and you're like, holy cow, I'm not driving on those things.
So I gotta ask, so what cars do you have on your 3-stacker?
It's going to be the 74 big block. Yep. The 64 small block that we're in, and then a 356. So it's going to be a Porsche Corvette sandwich.
So with the 3 cars in the shop, can you work in the shop, or is it just basically you could store in there, or you have to pull them out?
No. I intend to, because the current project is the 55, 356. I intend that the car on the bottom is going to be the in-progress car.
But you have enough room to pull out in front of the lift where you can work on the car?
Yeah, well, actually, my shop area is in the back of the shop, so I'm going to put it in, rear end, first, and I'm going to install the motor once I get it back.
So when you come into your shop, the lift is first, and then it's open
Exactly.
back.
Yeah, the workbenches, the drill presses, the grinders.
Everything's in back.
You know, see, right now I have commingled, you know, tools and camping gear, which is not a good mix. So now I've got a dedicated place to put cars together. And I got this idea from Custom Deluxe Classics out in Tempe. You know, he's got a rolling shelf unit with all the parts that pertain to that project. So wherever the car happens to be, he can roll that shelf around and help put the car back together.
Oh, nice.
Which is way better than storage bins or boxes or having to, you know, dig out the Coleman lanterns to find out where the grill piece went, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that 55 is I got myself the world's biggest jigsaw puzzle essentially.
Nice.
It's gonna take me some time to put it together. That car was taken apart 50 years ago. It's been in boxes for 50 years, so.
Well, now you got the time and you got the place.
Yeah, I'm committed. This, on the other hand, was, you know, kind of like this, but I just fine-tuned this to get where it needs to go.
That's beautiful. Thank you for bringing it up.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is such a great place to do this show. And I hope, you know, whatever your adventures take you, you know, whatever your destination is, you just keep doing more of the same. No shortage of sailors.
Well, as long as we can get sailors in cars, and sometimes it's hard. YouTube, you can help me out. I need you, so get on there.
There's so many sailors out here.
Yeah, just got to get them on camera. All right, we're going to run her back into the shop and do the end. Talk to you later. Okay, Michael, Sailors with Cars and Dogs.
Well, your testosterone just went through the roof.
Huh.
Look at that.
Okay, so we just came back from taking the 64 out. Of course, it hauls ass, and Mike, of course, can drive it. Last time we did your Corvette, though, we did donuts.
Yeah, that was an accident. I don't know
what happened there.
I think my foot slipped.
Yeah, it probably did. So anyhow, Mike, thanks for coming up.
Oh, thank you.
You've already got a cover, so you don't get another one. Remember, hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, no Twitter, Instagram, and of course, Sailors with Cars on YouTube. And I'm going to put this video out soon, so on the 28th, I'll be on Cars Yeah podcast. Check it out, listen to me, or don't listen to me, whatever. Have a great day.